Hello and welcome to my lessons. This video is one of a series of lessons made up of various video, audio, and written study contents. It aims to improve the listening, pronunciation, grammar, and everyday vocabulary of English language learners. Each lesson, therefore, includes pronunciation and grammar exercises, everyday vocabulary in use, and related quizzes. Everything spoken is transcribed, so you can read and listen at the same time if you wish. I hope you find this lesson useful, and if you have any questions, please ask in the comments section, and I'll be happy to answer them as soon as possible. When we want to know what a person's job is, we don't normally ask, "What is your job?" Instead, we can ask in a few different ways. For example, what do you do for a living? What do you do? How do you make a living? How do you earn a living? Notice the verb form in the question is a present simple, which is used when we talk about things that are fixed or usually happen. We don't normally use the present continuous, the ing form, when we ask about a person's occupation. The following example shows the difference between the two verb forms by the different answers given. To answer the question about your occupation, although it's normally enough to say your job title, sometimes people may want to say something more about their jobs. Now, time to listen to some answers. So, what do you do for a living?
I'm a civil and structural engineer. I design and construct buildings, roads, bridges and big projects like that. At the moment, I'm in charge of building a large factory in an industrial suburb.
I'm a private tutor. I help young pupils, usually with maths and English. I have students at various age groups, but I especially love teaching very young minds.
I'm a fashion designer. I design and produce colourful women's clothes and have a successful clothing line. I'm currently working on some exciting ideas. If you want to know more about my work, you can find me on most major social media outlets.
I'm a construction worker. I make sure buildings are built properly. Getting the job done well is my top priority at work.
I'm a horse ranch owner. I breed horses and I take good care of them. I love horses and they seem to love me back.
I'm a robot programmer. I write, test and modify programs used for robotic equipment in various industries. My job is complex but fascinating.
I'm an automotive mechanic. I fix car engines and run my own auto repair shop. My granddad was a well-known mechanic, and I guess I've followed in his footsteps.
I'm an economist. I collect and analyse data on production and distribution of resources, goods and services. My father used to teach economics at university, and that's how I got into it. I work for a large financial company, which keeps me very busy, but also very content.
I'm a professional boxer. I learnt to box for self-defence, but nowadays I train hard and seriously want to make it to the Olympics. It's pretty tough, but look how difficult life is for so many others.
The following questions are about the vocabulary used by the speakers. Each correct answer is given a few seconds after the question. Noun group or noun phrase. In the previous part, we heard a lot of sentences and various vocabulary. There is no sentence without a subject, which has to be a kind of noun. Pronouns would be focused on in a future lesson. A noun is a word that names a person, place, object, or concept. For example, woman, city, car, freedom. Nouns usually appear with some describing words around them. This appearance is called a noun group, which can be the subject and object of a sentence. For example, a long, hot summer with no rain. In any noun group, only one noun is the main noun, and it is called the dominant noun, or head noun. Words that come before a noun are pre-modifiers, and those that come after a noun, post-modifiers. Now time to listen to different people introducing others, telling us what they like to do in their free time. Listen up for noun groups.
This is Mary Lou. She studies food, science and nutrition at uni. She enjoys eating healthy food, so when she's not too busy, she makes herself some tasty fresh salad.
This is Lee. She has a few big restaurants. She's always busy, but loves playing golf. When she's free, she goes to a country club to tee off.
This is Calvin. He's an IT specialist married to his childhood sweetheart. In his free time, he goes walking in the hills with his wife and 2 children.
This is Mariam. She's a manager of a busy coffee shop downtown. In her spare time, she likes to sit down and contact her friends and relatives on social media.
This is Chelsea. She studies sports science and loves track and field. Every weekend she does athletic training at a sports club. She's fast and pretty skillful at leaping over hurdles. She is young, sharply focused and quite ambitious about both her career and sport. A bright future for a bright young woman.
This is Sebastian. He's a popular fashion model. When he's not working, he spends his time shopping, going to parties with his girlfriend, and taking selfies.
This is Isabel. She's a dietitian. She's into organic food and loves the outdoors. She has a beautiful backyard where she likes to spend her weekends planting and growing fruit and vegetables, not to mention beautiful flowers.
This is Roxana. She's a news reporter. She lives close to the ocean and goes jogging every morning before work. She spends her free time swimming in the ocean and relaxing at the beach.
A certain number of vowels and consonants, plus their various combinations, together make up the basic sounds of English. To speak clearly, the movement of speech organs has to be correct. The lips, tongue, teeth, and the jaw must be in the right positions. Now let's have a closer look at vowels. Consonants will be studied in a future lesson. In pronunciation practices, you must first think of two broad areas: segmentals, which are vowels and consonants plus all their various combinations, and suprasegmentals, which are prosodic features, more like the music of language. such as volume, stress, rhythm, intonation. Segmentals. Vowels. A, E, I, O, U. Y and W are semivowels or semiconsonants, also called approximants. As a general rule, if the vowels A, E, I, O, U are pronounced as letters of the alphabet, they all sound long. When they are used in words and connected speech, however, they have either a short or long sound. Usually when there is a vowel digraph, two vowels joined, the sound is a long monophthong. Same sound, only longer. Here are some examples of short and long vowel sounds compared. Listen and repeat pair by pair. Did, deed. Mill, meal. Sin, seen. Sit, seat. Bit, beat. Rid, read. Now let's try pronouncing both short and long monophthongs in a spoken sentence. Long monophthong digraphs are shown in red color. Listen and read, pause and repeat. Dean heard a din, but did eat the meat in the tin and sit in his sister's seat. This means the Dean did indeed lead the dingo into the inn. Diphthongs are actually two different vowel sounds that join together to sound long and curvy, unlike a long monophthong where the two same vowel sounds are joined and which is long but not curvy. Here, diphthongs are shown in red. Listen and read, pause and repeat. Sit here, dear, and have a beer with your peer near the pier. Mr. Brown found out how a mouse ran around the round house. Stacy and Macy bake a tasty cake, place it on a tray, and take it to the lake. Suprasegmentals include stress, intonation, rhythm, and tempo. Sentence stress patterns. In English, not all the spoken words in a sentence or phrase are pronounced with the same sound level. Some words take the sentence stress and therefore sound louder than others. That's because when we put a stress on a word in a sentence, we say it a bit more loudly and therefore with a higher pitch. In any sentence or phrase, the stress is usually placed on content words, which carry the meanings. Content words include nouns, main verbs, adjectives, adverbs. Words that are not normally stressed are called function words. Function words include pronouns, articles, prepositions, modal verbs and auxiliaries, and conjunctions. Stress and rhythm. English is a stress-timed language. This means that the distance between the stressed words is equal, and this makes up the rhythm of English. In the next example, the stress falls on content words with equal distance from each other. This distance remains the same even when we add some function words to the sentence. This is done by keeping the stress patterns on the content words and compressing the function words without any stress on them. Here, content words are given first without any function words. Now let's practice the rhythm of English by stressing only the content words. Listen first, then listen and join the rhythm practice. Cool dude Europe. A cool dude, Europe. A cool dude from Europe. He's a cool dude from Europe. He's been a cool dude in Europe. Woman stands building. A woman stands by building. A woman stands by the building. She's a woman who stands by the building. She's a woman who's standing by the building. Man sitting desk. A man sitting at desk. A man is sitting at a desk. He's a man who's sitting at a desk. He's a man who's been sitting at a desk. Woman wearing hat. A woman wearing a hat. A woman is wearing a hat. She's a woman who's wearing a hat. She's a woman and she's wearing a hat. In each group of 3 words with the same vowels, find the word with a different vowel sound. You will hear them pronounced before seeing the correct answer. Blood, flood, bloom. But, put, hut. Gone, none, done. Loot, foot, root. Now, how, low. Work, worn, word. Lose, hose, rose. Hood, food, mood. He is great at playing football, but very bad at cooking a meal. She's been studying an interesting course at the National University in Mexico.